if that's working. It's working? It works? Okay, all right. All right. So we have been watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos about America and Sturgis and the best roads. So I've learnt something. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you don't know who I am, I can go back and read about me. There's loads of links. I don't need to tell you. Anyway, you're here, and this is part 2 of our planning session for our 3-month ride around into Canada and mainly North America, but not Mexico. I was corrected that North America includes Mexico. We're not going to get down there as much as I'd like to. So if you haven't watched part 1 of this whole exercise, then you need to go back and watch that, because I talk about how we start at Vancouver and I go through all of that and we end up in Nashville. And that first half of the trip, that first, say, 2 months, has incorporated Sturgis Festival, it's incorporated family reunions, it's incorporated friends, and it's incorporated a whole bunch of what I hope to be appearances, which I'll talk about another time when they're a little bit more firmed up. So here we are in Nashville, and we've also done some great signature rides that we've heard about, including the Blue Ridge Parkway, obviously all around the Black Hills, the road to the Sun Road thing, and captured some really fantastic spots. Some of them I have actually been to before, but on a very short visit. And these actually all will be pretty quick and short. There's a lot to cover. Okay, we're here in Nashville. We're going to get up one morning and we're going to head to Memphis. Now, if you watched the last one, you'll know that I did want to get to Austin where I have friends, but we're not going to be able to do that. We just can't fit it all in. So we're from Memphis, we head to Little Rock, and there's a the Gregory's Indian dealership there that does that big world record thing. And I would love to call in there and see those guys and maybe do a bit of a thing at Little Rock. From Little Rock, we are heading to Kay River. Now, we just remembered about that last night. Now, Kay River is run by Adam Sandoval, who is a pretty well-known YouTuber guy, and his claim to fame is that he spent 22 years on the road to 20, what?
2 months.
2 months.
22 months.
22 months. Well, that's close enough. 2 years. Visiting every Harley dealership in North America. Anyway, so we're going to go to Kay River and see his bespoke campground for bike riders. It'd be great if he was there. If anyone knows Adam, can you let him know that we're coming? And I'll put dates up soon. Then from Kay River, we go to Oklahoma. Then Oklahoma to Amarillo. And we're stopping there because we need to get across. So this area here, we're just going to get cracking to make up some time. Then from Amarillo, we go to Santa Fe. And then Santa Fe, we go to Albuquerque. Then from Albuquerque, we head to Gallup on the way to Monument Valley. I'm pretty sure. Yep, Monument Valley. Do all around there. And you can see we're getting very close to where we were the first time. But the reason we're not doing that in July is it's too freaking hot. So we need to get it in the end of the trip. Monument Valley. From there, we go to Sedona and Flagstaff, and that's beautiful around there. From there, up to Grand Canyon, then to Kinman, which is a bit of a stopping point. Some of these stopping points, we're not booking any accommodation because we might find that we might get somewhere and someone says, oh man, go an extra 20 minutes past Kinman and there's this great place. So we're not bound by some of these yellow stickers, but they're just giving us a guide on which way we've got to go. Kinman, then Kinman, we come into Las Vegas, and I will hopefully be at Sin City, and I've been to Sin City, Indian before, and sadly, I was trying to make that a Saturday, but we just can't make that work. So it'll be a Wednesday. But given it's summer and it's daylight saving, it doesn't get dark till 9 o'clock. I'm hoping these daytime week appearances, 4 or 5 o'clock, will still be great for people to come out and say hello. From Las Vegas, where we're going to spend a few days of shopping and shows and not gambling, but plenty of cocktails and margaritas, we will then head up. We want to make our way to Reno, and halfway between Reno and Las Vegas is these really cool towns, Goldfields and Tonopah, I think that's how you say it. And we've looked at pictures of what they look like, and there's things like half a bus stuck in the desert sand, and it looks really interesting around there. So that's like the halfway. We'll go there. Then from there, we go to Virginia City. And I have been to Virginia City before, and it's amazing. It is a town. If you haven't been there, you've got to go there. It's like walking back into the 1800s, and even the residents dress and behave like they did back in the turn of the century. So they have paid actors in the street, but they also have all the locals that just get into the whole groove of what it looked like back in the early Western days. So Virginia City, then that's only a short skip over to Reno, where we'll do catch up at the Indian dealership at Reno. And then we're going to have a day circling around Lake Tahoe and that area. Then from there, we go to Sacramento, because ultimately we're making our way down the coast. Sacramento, then from there to San Francisco, Monterey, Santa Barbara. Then we're getting into LA, but we'll go to Long Beach, where there's a fantastic Indian dealership there, I've been told. And then we're going to make San Diego, and a big shout out to Kelly, who is someone I've met who's part of the IMRG in San Diego, and I'm sure we'll catch up with everyone there. Again, it is a Saturday. I'm pretty sure we came to a Saturday for that day. That then is really the end of the trip, but we've got to get back to LA to put the bike on the boat to come to ship it back to Australia. So, and that gets us back home well and truly by the end of September. So we arrive beginning of July and we're home by the end of September, which is July, August, September. That's 3 months crossing from Canada on the west coast right over to the east coast of Canada, capturing all the bits in the middle, and then from the east coast back to the west coast, and plenty of national parks, plenty of great rides, plenty of coastal road. The areas, sadly, that we're not going to fit in is around Dallas, Texas, where I wanted to go. We're not going to get into Florida or Daytona Beach. This middle sort of area, Kansas and around there, sadly, we're not going to get around to that. Or up near Portland and Seattle, we'll miss those areas. So the thing that we've had to sacrifice some things. One of those things I wanted to do was the Avenue of the Giants. Now, we'll see how we go, but that's sort of coming up here somewhere. I just don't think we can fit it all in. So that's the plan. So the other news is I'm still shipping Calamity over. Was shipping Billy the Kid, the trailer, over. But having looked at all these amazing roads and the Tail of the Dragon, um, the, the Monument Valley, and some of the twisty bits through the national parks, I don't want to be dragging a trailer along the back on those type of roads and rides. So I'm going to par it all back, and I will pack the bike accordingly, where I've got one pannier will be all about my barbering gear. One pannier will be tools and wet weather gear and stuff like that. And then I'll just have a bag that, I'll live in for 3 months, and a couple of roll bags that I can attach if I need to fill them up with shopping. So that is part 2 of the USA trip. And we're looking at, Nellie, we've done some rough calculations, and we're looking at 20,000 plus miles. I haven't counted the states again, but as you can see, we're capturing a lot of states of America and some of Canada. So there's lots of miles, lots of states. It is summer, but we've tried to keep the desert areas till the September timeframe. I don't know if it's going to make a huge difference. The budget at the moment is looking like $50,000 for the two of us. So there you go. Now so what we do now is pull all that together in a document, and that's going to go to a few of my good friends in America or followers and family to give us feedback. Because, as I said before, that's us looking at it. But someone might say, you are crazy going there. Go an extra half an hour further down and you'll go to this amazing place. So that's what we're going to be looking at now. I hope that for the Americans that are watching this, I hope that you identify a place that's near you and you can come out and say hello. And this is all open to, once we've done the route and the dates we're going to open it up for anyone to join us on a leg or part of the thing, as long as you can cope with a lot of stopping and starting, because like to film and do stories along the way. So I'm a bit of a punish to ride with in that respect, but at least you'll know where you're going to be, and that's it. So thank you for subscribing so you don't miss all the other planning. We're 11 months away from putting the bikes on a boat, and that'll go by very, very quick. So thanks for subscribing so you can keep up to date with this planning and all my other little adventures around Australia between now and then. Lastly, there is, and you don't do it for this video because it's not worth it, but one day you'll notice that there's a super thanks button at the bottom, and that is a way to, it's like a tip jar. When I do start producing this whole series, it'd be great if you thought I was worth maybe a $2 tip, which will go towards fuel and all those costs involved. But that's for another time. I'm just giving you a heads up about that. There you go. USA 2023, here we come. There's a lot to cover. It's exhausting. By the way, that app that we downloaded, the trip case, it's shit. We've got rid of that. It kept crashing. And we've now, what's the app you're working on now? What is it? Wonderlog. So we're using the app Wonderlog, which you think is really good. How much did it cost you?
$60.
$60 for the year. Wonderlog. That's it there. Wonderlog. Yep, I just did that, and that's got all the dates, I think. Yeah, all the dates. Put in our accommodation. We're not booking anything. We're going to wing it for most of the trip, except for places like Sturgis, Calgary, where the Stampede, where there's busy stuff on, where we know we need to probably pre-book accommodation. And as far as Sturgis go, I'm riding to a whole heap of places, having no luck so far. So if anyone wants to put us up in Sturgis. So other than that, we're not booking accommodation. It's just maybe the day before we'll go, we'll make this destination and we'll Google Airbnb or something. Thanks, everybody. We're exhausted. Now I've got to spend 2 hours editing that. I did that straight. There's no editing. I just dumped the whole thing down straight, right? Put in a few fancy bits with my new editing program. Peace, love, and happiness. See you on the other side.